Alright, so we are here with James Mullis and Adrean Marmolejo. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah.
Early James and the latest. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
What are we going up
Domination?
to? World domination?
No, like just my house.
Home domination?
Yeah.
Start small.
Yeah, that's all you need to do is just like, if you can tackle your home, you'll be doing all right.
Mostly writing, a few shows here and there, but not an extreme amount of things.
I mean, you won't be too extreme in anything, in any one direction, right?
Except parkour.
Yeah, if you half-ass that, you're likely to fall off a building.
I love it. So y'all shared in some recent good news here lately. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, we got signed to Easy Eye Sound, which is I guess the dream to get signed to a label.
Yeah.
So it's all over now, but it's good to get there. But no, it's super exciting. More intimidating than anything, but we're excited to have a full-length record and actually have like funding behind it. Like our first EP or the EP, like $2,000 went into it, and it'll be nice to put more just effort and time and money into making something sound like you thought it would.
Yeah. So tell us a little about Easy Eye Sound. Who is that?
That's Dan Auerbach's label.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a really cool studio with 1 million guitars in Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, he's a dude. Like,
He's a dude.
I was very afraid to meet him, but he's just a dude.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing a lot of good in the producing world. He seems to make a lot of things happen. So
Yeah, he's got his hands in a lot of different pies, and that Dr. John album that he did,
yeah.
it's so good. It's very different than a lot of the other stuff he was doing. So it'll be nice to hear what his hands create.
Yeah.
This.
It's also cool that he's like trying to find. I think for a while he was mainly interested in producing artists that were already established, and now he seems to like be looking for undiscovered people. So
Yeah.
we're obviously thankful for that. But yeah, just the fact that it happened is so strange to me. Like my buddy Ryan Saab lived in Nashville, and he is friends with a girl named Kaydee Pruitt, who's a great songwriter in Nashville, and her manager was at a basement show that Ryan played, and Ryan showed Clay Bradley my music, and then Clay had to go meet Dan for other reasons, and he was like, while he was there, just like, oh man, check this guy out, and then it just happened, like, hey, can you come to Nashville and meet Dan Auerbach? All right. That's pretty much the story. Yeah. No, I didn't like it. He was like, can you come to Nashville? That's all he said. And I was like, tomorrow? And he was like, yeah. I was like, why? Like, he's like very just like.
What do you want, dude?
Yeah, like he just like jots all this stuff down. Like Clay, Clay Bradley, our manager. And he wouldn't like cut to the punch. I was like, tell me why I need to be in Nashville. But I didn't even believe him. Like I was like calling people like, I don't think Dan Auerbach's really gonna be here.
That's how you die.
I don't think Dan Auerbach is for real. Like.
Yeah, it's like the James Mullis version of like candy in a van.
Yeah.
You just lure them in.
What is candy in a van?
Oh, like
when
a
they lure kids
yeah.
and they're like,
That's how you get a kid into a van.
I need to know what I'm getting into here, Dan. So your experience in meeting Dan for the first time, like Dan was there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so I listened to that guy in high school, like Black Keys, and I haven't been like, like when you absorb someone's music for so long, it's kind of hard to get, like, all the people I listened to in high school, I have trouble, like, getting back into that, because it's like revisiting memories that I don't like. It's weird. It's hard to, like, go back to the thing that you spent so much time learning from. But, like, that was a huge, like, trying to remember the guy's name. He did that tribute album to, man, I'm blanking. But, what I'm trying to say is Dan Auerbach was, like, I think responsible for, like, showing almost an entire generation blues, like making blues cool again. Junior Kimbrough.
Yeah.
He did Chihuahua, that like the entire album was dedicated to this relatively unknown blues artist, and I think his wife may even still be alive, and like that like changed her life. She may have passed by now. I have no idea. Like that, him putting out that album changed their family's life, because Junior Kimbrough started getting, his family started getting so much revenue from his albums, and but yeah, it's very strange to meet someone who impacted you so much as a kid, and then come to find out he's just a guy, and like, I don't know.
We're all just people, right?
I joked with him and like played one of his songs and presented it as my song. And he laughed. He didn't laugh long, but he laughed. But yeah, it was nerve-wracking to, like, he was like, show me one of your songs, and I was just like shaking, sweating a lot. But
you're sweating a lot now.
I'm sweating right now. I will not lift my arms.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're all just people, but he puts his hands on one leg at a time just like we do, except we make still records.
Right. He probably jumps right in. I mean, if you really want to know.
Yeah.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob. It launches him out of his bed, and his clothes are like, he falls into his clothes.
That's really cool. And so you had a bit of like some back and forth, and some, sharing some songwriting, and obviously that all worked out well. And
Yeah, I dig all the songs we wrote so far. There have been like a couple where I'm just like, we can do better. Like, but that's like, you got to do that. That's part of songwriting, is knowing when you wrote a good one and knowing when you wrote a bad one. But
yeah. Man, you've had an interesting experience since you've been here, and like I would consider you, and I think anyone who's familiar with your sound, which I think a lot of people are, in increasing numbers, like just here locally. So, like, tell me about your experience in Birmingham, just from like an artist perspective. Like, why Birmingham, number one, and what is it that you love about Birmingham and the music scene here?
I moved here because I was working at a grocery store in Mulvehill, Alabama, and like my high school girlfriend had just broken up with me. I'd graduated like 2 years prior, and was just like working a dumb job and playing like a gig a month, maybe, and still writing songs. But like my sister, like me, in a dumb like heartbreak, was just like, gotta get out of here, and my sister just said, come and move here. So really it was just like the best thing that could have happened. Was hardly a choice. Mm-hmm. Like, if I hadn't have had my sister to live with for a bit until I found a job, I don't think I had like the willpower or ambition to move out of Luverne. But I'm glad it happened. But yeah, like moving here was really strange, because if you want it, you have the opportunity to play a gig every day, and and everyone was strangely like my buddy, like one of my buddies from Luverne told me, like, when you go up there, it's going to be like a clique, and no one's going to let you in, no one's going to share the gigs, and that is it's just the opposite. And I like to think that, like, me and my friends have an impact on that. Like, I think everyone in like Birmingham is the most open. Just doesn't matter what kind of music you play. Like, everyone just wants to play a gig, and that's pretty cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah, I've certainly lived in other places where that's not the case. You know, people are just real bad about sharing, and it doesn't go very far. I mean, especially at times when, you know, you're gonna have to play with other folks. You know, we play with a lot of the bands, and so, you know, you can't, you know, badmouth somebody in their band and, you know,
you
play with them the next week. You know, you're in their band now or something, and you see a lot of that in other places, and it gets so old and it's super obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Birmingham is not at all that way. I've heard other people express it that way, and maybe it was at some point. Not as long as I've been here. It's been just the best. I love all the bands around here, or I like a lot of the bands around here, and it's really nice to, like, get to know them and see them play. James and I go out and see music almost every night, and, you know, we don't get tired of it. You know, we really like these bands, and
Yeah.
it's just a real treat.
And it's not an excuse to drink either, not at all.
No.
I know y'all recorded with Les Newby some. Spent some time in Olegante, and
Oh, noob, that's what we call him.
I had a conversation with him kind of about the freedom that Birmingham musicians have, that, you know, as opposed to a Los Angeles where you have this gig, and at any given time, like, a record producer or someone from A&R could walk in, and you have to be super tight and on, and you have to be ready for that moment, right? And same thing in Nashville, where if you're playing a gig, you need to have everything completely in line.
Yeah.
Chops have to be in order, because at any given time you could be asked to join, you know, some country star on tour or whatever the case. But Birmingham seems to offer some creative freedom, and then that, I mean, like, part of the reason why people collaborate here is you're not really competing for anything down here.
No.
I mean, is that a statement that you would agree with? Or?
Absolutely. It's not as clinical, I guess, as it is in other places. You know, there's not a union here or something where, you know, you kind of are limited with who you can work with. People are just willing to work. It's more of like an incubator where people are just happy to explore and just do weird things. Like tonight we're gonna play with some other friends and try to do a bunch of cowboy songs.
Yeah.
We're getting real
Why
gussied
not?
up.
But, you
Cowboy
know,
hats.
Oh, yeah, really?
yeah, we're splitting with
We're open carrying.
two of our friends from the Yellow Dandies. There's just gonna be a four of us just trying to figure out whatever cowboy songs we halfway know.
Come to find out we didn't know a lot. Sorry.
That is the cool thing about music here, is it's like music for music's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, there's no ego. Like, if I had to describe Birmingham as like something, that would be it. But what do you guys think the hardest thing about the Birmingham music scene is?
I would say, like, I don't know, that's tough, man, because, like, some of that's not my business. I feel like there's a lot of people in town that I wish would try harder.
Yeah,
And-
complacency is
yeah.
probably the biggest.
But
fear.
you know, that's their decision ultimately to make. There's a lot of people that I think if they just worked a little bit harder, they could do it. You know, they could do it a lot better. And
Yeah, because it's easy to land like bar gigs, you know, here, or, you know, go to Tuscaloosa and do whatever. It's really easy just to get in that loop, and then you can. I mean, there's just as much honor, I guess, in being a bar band. It's not a problem, but there's people that's not their goal, and that's what they're doing, and that could be
it's
a
pretty
problem,
much the
but-
best complaint to have too.
Yeah.
But
Well,
and not much
you mean
else.
it kind of becomes like a means to an end more than a pursuit of.
Yeah,
passion.
and I mean it's certainly just one thing to say like, oh, if you try a little harder, you'll be a star or something. That doesn't necessarily track, but I mean that's also not a reason just to like not try.
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So what is it about the Birmingham music scene that you love the most? And I mean, it sounds to me like you guys could very easily, in the near future, make a move to Nashville and garner a lot of support there. Is that something that you're considering, or is Birmingham your home? And
It was certainly a consideration for a while, and it's still on the table. But it honestly doesn't feel necessary, because the drive's not that bad, and I don't know, that town just kind of sucks.
Yeah, we think about it a lot, just like out of convenience, just being there, being where the stuff is. But I don't know, I like it here too much to want to move. And I mean, there are plenty of folks that are touring musicians that tour very hard that live in Birmingham and have no issues with it. So if we're able to cross the hurdle of like getting seen without having to be in Nashville, I don't think there would be any reason to be in Nashville after that point because we're close enough.
yeah.
And luckily we have a lot of friends, so like we can go up there and stay or I can go up there and stay for 4 or 5 days and get some shit done and then come back, you know.
I have a wife. That's what he's trying to say.
She's not gonna let you go for 4 or 5 days. Is she?
She does. She doesn't care.
She goes for 4 or 5 days.
She forgets I'm gone a lot of times. I think she's kind of. She probably gets tired of me just talking at her. I've gotten to so I can start music from the house or from wherever I am at the house, and so I've been doing Baby Shark. Just randomly will come on. She's not that into it, but
I wonder why.
I only heard half of this the other day, and I didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
I could probably do it right now, actually. I might.
So, your musical background's a little bit different. You know, Adrian, you're from.
So I'm from El Paso originally, but grew up in Fairhope, and
studied music
at UA, yeah.
Yeah.
So did the Tuscaloosa grind for 4 years, and I don't know. I think I like Tuscaloosa better now than I did then. It was really easy to get burnt out playing music over there.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's fun, like going back and being the old guy over there, because it doesn't take that many years to be the old guy in Tuscaloosa. So
4.
yeah, it's fun, like playing there every now and then and just seeing like drunk college kids. You're like, you gotta get to class in the morning. I don't.
This work.
No.
But tell me about your experience studying music in Alabama.
So I started as a jazz studies major, and I actually graduated in a program they have called New College, where it's interdisciplinary. You can design your own major. I have more of an electronic music degree. But yeah, I think once I started as a music major, I realized that was probably a terrible thing to spend so much money on and time, because a music degree is not the thing that makes you a good player or a bad player. It's just the thing that says that you went to college.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to get some more engineering classes in there and make it something that was kind of fun and useful. And so during that time, I was actually driving to Birmingham working for Satori Sonics. I don't know if you know Emmanuel Ellis.
Yeah.
He used to have a pedal company here, and so I was working with him, helping him build pedals, and that's eventually what I kind of started doing after I graduated. Was just building guitar pedals.
Cool.
He built pedals for Dan Auerbach.
Yeah, at Satori Sonics.
Nice.
It's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Full circle.
Yeah. So your musical upbringing has been a little different. Did you have any like mentor? Were you taking lessons?
My uncle taught me how to play D chord and
It kind of
G
stopped
chord.
there.
It's funny now because like it was terrible advice. Like, all right, if you don't have a tuner, you just want to like, this is how you tune a guitar. You just want to like get that E to where it's not flopping around anymore. Make sure the E's not flopping. Then put it on the 5th fret. Make that string sound exactly like that one. And like the guitar, like I wish so badly if I could go back and just hear how terribly that guitar was out of tune, and me just playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, not the Stevie Ray Vaughan version. But yeah, like I learned a couple chords from him, and then started taking from this teacher that his name's Johnny Barron. I don't know. It was just like really frustrating to, and it's the same rate. Like I hated school. It's just really boring to me to have a curriculum. I would rather just skip to the thing that I want to learn and only do that. So I just watch YouTube videos for a long time and listen to records and just learned from just how everybody else would have learned. But now it's kind of more. I feel like I'm learning more now, quicker than I was back then. Like people like Taylor Goodwin and Davis Little in town.
So how did y'all start playing together? How'd y'all hook up?
Actually the WBHM interview that he did a few years back, it was just something I was listening to and thought it would be really cool to go check him out. And at the time he was just playing with a drummer, which was very convenient for me. Kind of weaseled my way in.
Oh, Devontae Hutchins.
Yeah. And so we did that trio for a while, and then I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that was like the same night that I met Adrean on the same night that Jesse Phillips from St. Paul and the Broken Bones just happened to be there at the Nick listening to me and Devontae play, and I didn't know who the dude was, and he messaged me on Facebook, and I didn't like look him up or anything. It was just like, because he didn't, like he's not a pretentious dude, so his picture is actually a picture of him and not him just like playing bass. So it was just like, hey man, I sent some of your stuff to a buddy of mine. I'm just gonna see if he likes it, or he was like, I really dug the set last night, and I was like, all I said back was, thanks man, glad you had your shovel handy.
Oh God.
What? I think I was drunk when I said.
He said he dug the set.
He said he dug the set.
This is the kind of thing you can look forward to on our next album. It's an all comedy album. We promise that it will not age well, and it will be a relic that you can have forever.
It'll age like Bill Cosby.
No, not. Oh man.
Alright, so Kaydee had sent me this an idea, like as we were kind of exploring interview questions, we wanted to do something that was not your typical interview stuff, because that can be boring, and as you guys grow in success, you'll probably get asked a lot of the same things over and over again. You'll probably get super tired of it. So
You said we wouldn't know when it goes to section 2. I know where it's going right now.
where's it going?
Section 2.
So I have 36 questions that lead to love. And I think for a duo, this is like super fitting.
Y'all should turn and face each other and hold hands. You have to look at each other like answer these.
Oh, you were not this tall, man.
You're not this short.
Shoot.
Okay. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
You.
I don't know.
My wife.
Sorry, James.
Adrian's wife.
Would you like to be famous, and in what way?
No, I don't think fame is part of it. I just want to have a job for the rest of my life.
Yeah, no. That's like why I play bass. There's like 0 chance of fame.
Let's see. Okay, before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say? Why?
No, I should. I definitely should.
So that I don't have that response, I do.
In your head or?
Oh no, it depends if I'm in the car. I'm definitely running through like my inflection and everything.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Hey.
If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or the body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
Wait, the body of a what?
30-year-old.
Definitely the body, because I do not have that yet. So like, I had the body of like a 60-year-old from like high school on. It was just a quick jump. Just get fat and out of shape. So it'd be nice to like get to see what that's like at some point.
I would take the mind. Stephen Hawking accomplished a lot with a frail body and a beautiful mind. So.
But wouldn't you like to just like be okay with shitting your pants in public?
I already am. That's why you burned that incense earlier.
Yeah. Name the 3 things that you and your partner appear to have in common.
We like to drink. We like to play music. And
We both
we
like
both
my
love
wife.
the same woman.
Oh man, this is great. Let's see here. If you could,
Go ahead.
you got one?
Yeah. So if you had to describe each other as a fast food restaurant, who would be what and why?
Adrian's in and out.
Oh yeah, I've never been, but I would definitely be that guy. Shit, I was gonna go nicer. I was gonna give you Taco Bell, but I think Five Guys.
There's a lot of different places we can take that.
And I wanted that one.
What's the timeout button? Five Guys.
Get filled up.
If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
I guess like to not be raised in a religious home would have been nice.
To not be.
Yeah, to not be.
Yeah, that would. I don't know. I think my mom was also very religious, but it's nice that she is as considerate as she is. And before religion, she maybe wasn't. So I'll take that. But
And we don't have anything against it. It's just, I think it's just really silly to me that, I mean, you shouldn't be making that decision when you're a child.
yeah,
You should grow into it. But that's just my personal gripe. I'm not gonna get all.
yeah. I don't know if I really want to like think about changing past decisions. I try not to think about that too much.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a deeper.
Oh no, I don't mind. I
Throw
just
that one in there.
No, I like that.
I just
question.
like my mom a lot, and I think anything I say would would sound like I don't.
Yeah. I feel you.
If you wake up tomorrow and have gained any one quality or ability, what would it be?
Can this be like a superpower?
Sure.
I don't know. The ability to grant wishes. I'd be a genie. Will Smith. Will Smith is playing the genie in Aladdin.
Oh. Didn't know that.
So, wait, to be a genie or to be Will Smith?
Yeah.
Alright, what do you value most in a friendship?
Honesty.
Transparency.
What does friendship mean to you?
Honesty.
Transparency.
What roles do love and affection play in your life?
It makes me wake up.
That guy gets it.
He gets me.
Sorry, that's my dad.
I'm probably not like super affectionate. I can be kind of cold a lot of times, but I don't mind it. I think the people that know me well know where I stand, or at least I hope they do.
Wait, what was the question?
Love and affection.
What roles do love and affection play in your life?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I think I tell the people that matter to me like weird, honest things sometimes, and it's cool that they are just like, okay, that guy like sometimes just tells me a whole lot, and sometimes he doesn't say anything at all. So I try to tell everybody what they mean to me at some point.
Man,
in the night.
when you get that conversation from James, he's probably very drunk, but he is very, very sweet. and you just wanna bottle that up and just hand it to him in the morning.
Well, James, what's it like working with such a cold-hearted son?
He complimented me for like he'll have compliments every now and then that are subtle, but he complimented me for like the first time 2 weeks ago.
Well, this is not true.
I don't like none of us care about compliments, so it's not we all know where we stand.
Anyone who I am talking about James to whom I am speaking about James, I don't know. They get to hear the compliments. I compliment him all the time. I don't need to tell him. He's like the last thing he needs is like his ego stroked. Like he doesn't need that. But I compliment him. It's obnoxious.
Okay. Okay, I want you to make a true we statement. For instance, we are both in this room feeling.
Every other word. We
are
both.
Oh, wait, what? Is this a thing?
We are both in this room feeling.
We are both
in this room feeling confused.
Alright, tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time. Say things that you might not say to someone you've just met.
I really love your hair, man. I mean, whoever did that did a great job.
Adrean cut my hair, guys.
He's a great guitar player. His ability to write songs at the clip that he does is very impressive. I've been working on the same song since I was 4. It's called "Singing All Day."
It's great. You gotta
Singing
hear
all
it.
day. That's my motto. Hey, I don't even have time to play. The next thing, any help is useful. Go guys.
Well, we look forward to more of
I didn't get the
more
compliment.
songs to come.
I don't need it.
We look forward to finally hearing that one completely. So, in the meantime, this
There's a new single
James
coming
and
out.
Latest.
Easy as sound.
Yeah. Early James and latest. Thank you guys for doing this.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks for the beer.
Absolutely. That's a wrap. That was fun as hell.